Alright, what's up everyone? So today, working on the good old Mountaineer. So we already did a little work on her today. Starting to get her all cleaned up, looking fresh. Got her all detailed up inside. You know, don't want to be in there when it's all grummy and all that. She was a little gnarly, but yeah, she's looking alright. But we gotta check all the fluids in the sink because we ever start out on a good start. We gotta change the oil and all that stuff. We're gonna check the trans, make sure she's topped off on that. We already checked the air filter, actually pretty crisp, and we already bought a new one, so maybe we'll get lucky. And that same air filter goes for the old exploder up there, which we also got to buy a tie rod, or a ball joint for that, and get that dialed in next weekend. So, but we're getting this thing all ready for Memorial Weekend. Other thing is exhaust. So we got a couple mufflers here laying to the side. So we gotta see what we can make work. Look where they cut this thing off. Oh, we're over here. All right, let me get some light on the situation. Hopefully you guys can see. Here we go. Whew, that's an old lantern from Amazon. So there's our one pipe right there. Not a big deal, should be fine. But then you got this one here. They cut off so close to the O2 sensor. You know, we're still gonna get it, but our thing is so we got, oh, there's our other O2 sensor. Dude, what are you guys doing? I'm guessing that's the wire to probably another O2 sensor. So I'm actually surprised that this thing still runs. But that's some extra pipe there that we're gonna use, and we want to try to, we're gonna remove that muffler. That's just extra weight we don't need. But we gotta try to get these two pipes to align together, and then put a muffler in too. So kind of already seeing how this is. Chances are the muffler's just gonna be tucked underneath. Would have been cool to do a side exit, but because we're not spending any money on new pipe or anything like that, we're limited to our options. So, and it's still probably going to be pretty rough to get those two pipes to connect, just not buying any extra new exhaust. So we got some tailpipe back there too, but well, looks like the punched on the gas tank a little bit. Might have lost a little, might only be a 16-gallon tank now instead of 20. But we got it all jacked up on our heavy-duty stands. So I think first things first, let's just start simple. Let's get an oil change on her. You know, we had a lot of other stuff planned for this thing too, but with time, and you know, it's just meant to have some fun. Might just gonna keep her simple. We do got some LED lights coming for her. So because I waited till the last minute, unfortunately, you know, eBay, you get some really good prices, some LED bars. But sometimes they take a minute to come in, week or so. We don't got a week. We got a few days. So waited too long. So we had to go off our old Amazon, and then we had to see what was available on Amazon to actually get here on time. So bought some LED bars off Amazon. We got 32, I believe, with a couple spotters too. And I don't know yet. Might go on the roof, or it might go on the hood here. So honestly, hoods is way easier because we could just rip off this fire stuff here, and then you get some direct voltage. Super easy. Wow. Alright, so here's the deal. Got ourselves the best oil filter money can buy, because that's how we roll. And our oil is slightly used, because what we did, we converted the CJ that we have to AMS oil. We were running Royal Purple in there, and because Royal Purple has that, you know, dark, you know, color, being the oil's purple, it always looks dirty. So when we drained that out, we poured that oil in there, ran the motor for, you know, a minute, and cycled it, and then we drained it out again to get some of that, you know, dye out pretty much. So then we could put the AMS oil in there and it would look clean, and it worked. So this is what's from that. So we only ran for a couple minutes. It's gonna be good enough for this guy here. So, back at it today, and looking good. Got all our oil cleaned up underneath, so we do some welding today. Our old sledgehammer. We're going to see if we do little modifications to the door here, so she shuts a little bit better. And then start cutting our pipe. We've got to fire her up too, because the oil filter was a little bit of a different diameter, so I'm hoping we bought the right one. The seal looked like it was the same, so it should be alright. But, you know, this is just part of the game here. Oh yeah, that's curving in nice. See, we would have did this with a tree anyways. Problem is, right here, where it catches. Woo! Way better. Might have to probably have to cut that off a little bit, or let's see, we just give it a little bend. Perfect. Look at that. All she needed was a little, probably a little pop right here. Crisp. Looking nice. Tell you what, FSI Bodywork putting in, you know. So if you guys need some modifications done to your vehicle, you know, I'm your guy. So, yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna trim that off here. Which, when we have the cutting wheel out, we're just gonna zip that real quick. That way we still keep the old Mountaineer sign there. We'll be good to go. So I don't know if this come off. We don't need to take that off. We just need to trim that right there, and we're good. It'd be such a waste to get in there, port wires. It'd be such a waste to try to mount this sucker back on, because it's just going to get taken off by a tree. So, you know, we don't need mirrors where we're going. We're never looking behind us. We're always going forward. You know what I mean? So, let's get that fire up going. So this will be the last time you guys hear it, hopefully, without an exhaust. So this is without an exhaust. And hopefully those those O2 sensors that we disconnected, even though they were still in a pipe that was just hanging there, they are disconnected now. So hopefully that doesn't cause any issues. Cycle, and we still got those pipes, or those O2 sensors. I made sure I didn't destroy them. It is so loud. Jeez. Yeah, the neighbors would be not the happiest if we go there with no exhaust. So that's pretty loud. So even when we get it pushed into the muffler, she's probably going to sound pretty healthy. So at least she won't just sound like she's just dumping underneath. Like, should sound actually pretty decent. I'm actually pretty excited. So, alright, we got our door fixed. Like I said, we zip that off. And we're going to start mocking up some exhaust work, which is going to probably take us a minute or two. Alright, so here's what we got going on. We went to the parts store today. Actually, went to a few places. You went to an exhaust shop and it's like, no, we don't have single in, dual out. We'd have to make you one. I'm like, what the heck kind of crap is that? And finally got to an auto parts store, and they also don't have a Y pipe for us, so we're gonna try to make our own. They could order us one and get it for a day, get it to us here in a day, which actually wouldn't be that bad. But we're already there, and it's like, you know what? We're gonna try this welder out. So I've never made a Y pipe in my life, and I hate doing exhaust work on top of it, so this should go fantastic. But I have this marked like this. And in general, we're going to cut it, and I might even dip in a smudge to counter the shape of the pipe. And then also the same thing here. Then we're going to hit it with the blade and hopefully be able to break that piece off, or probably have to break it off because you don't want to cut too far deep. It doesn't matter. We'll cut it out, whatever. So then our idea is that this is going to slide into that, right? And then I assume, I don't know if I should cut this piece out once it's in there to kind of even the flow, or if I should just leave it and, you know, whatever. But then I got a bigger pipe, right, for it to be able to accept that. And what I assumed I could do, getting this to squish in here, and then I'd put it in the vise together like that, and maybe be able to smush down a little bit on it, and then be able to fill whatever gaps left with the welder. Is it gonna work? I got about a 30% chance, I think. I'm being generous. But we got everything else cleaned up. Everything's pre-cut. We got everything lined up how we imagine it's gonna go. How is it gonna go? Probably not well. Like I said, don't like exhaust work, and we are still fresh on this welder. I put a couple beads down, and now I think I could weld the whole exhaust system. I don't know. So, but we're gonna give it a whirl. All right, so we made our first cut, and this is kind of the concept right here. It looks like a shit show right now, but I think with some decent welds, she'll look all right. We marked inside there because that would be no bueno to only cut one side and not the other, because we gotta allow exhaust to flow evenly through. And we did put this on the, we did squish that a little bit. You can see it's a little oval, but we'll probably do it a smudge more just to fill up that gap more. And it's probably, as we do that, it opens up a little bit more on the outside, so it should allow our pipe to settle a little bit more in, and it should be good. So not too bad. Now the only other issue will be there's so many moving parts, because this isn't you know, good fitment of, you know, we're just using a lot of scrap pipe, you know, which is kind of an issue. Because there's a lot of, nothing's expanded like this. Like this is going to slip in the pipe and all that, but like the other stuff, we're just butting up to it. So that's where we're going to kind of run into where we got to tack it, and then we got to make sure it fits. And if it doesn't fit, we got to untack it, rotate, and kind of hopefully get it on the first try is our goal. But we're going to cut that out, and then we might even tack this together and then put it down there, and because there's not much we can do as far as swiveling here. We're going to hope that we could tack this piece here and make everything else work with that. And if we could do that, then we're golden. So, but if we have to rotate this at all or move it around, like, see, we might have to do something like that, you know, swivel it like that. That would cause things to be a little more difficult. But we're gonna get at it. So this is the start. It's a good start. Alright. We got her done. What do I look like? Woo! Tell you what. A little sweaty from all this. Alright. Just going to tell you guys now. Just going to show you. So anything that we were welding on the brand new steel, we were putting down decent welds and all that. As soon as we got to using the old exhaust that was rusty, muddy, probably should have cleaned it a little bit better. Definitely little splatter action, and our biggest issue was fitment. So like I said, we're just using a bunch of spare pipe. The only new pipe we bought was to make our Y. And that was 3 reducers. So it's $10. You know, everything else we had that came off this, and the muffler was from a previous, I don't even know, maybe another Jeep. But she's solid. I'll say that. But here's what happened. So when we had our heat at the right range, whenever we got to where there was a gap that we had to try to fill and all that, I was having an issue with melting through. I'm sure other people wouldn't have this issue that are experienced with the welder. So what I did, which is horrible, but I turned it down to where it would splatter more and wouldn't burn through, and I used the splatter to fill the gaps. So she ain't pretty at all, but this is what she looks like. I'm still going to show you. So this here, obviously old pipe, got an O2 sensor just hanging from it. There's only one of these plugged in, so hopefully she runs. This was our Y that we made, that we had to connect this pipe and this pipe here. Big gap here. Okay-ish here, but there was still a gap all the way around, so we were like pulling the pipe at the same time, like to try to make everything fit. Huge gap over there. And then we got to our muffler. Ooh, golly. Still, that one's hot. That one wasn't pretty either. That was just end of the night, just letting her eat. And then we had to put a hanger right here. So she's solid. And we haven't done a startup yet because I'm waiting for you guys, okay? So garage door shut because it's 3 a.m. in the morning again. And yeah, let's fire this thing up. Got the garage door shut, so I don't expect any rev limiters or anything like that. But let's see how many exhaust leaks we got, or if it even starts. Who knows? All right, girl. Do me proud. Still a little loud. Not as bad. You got to remember we have the garage door shut and all that. And man, she just sounds. Honestly, I don't even hear that many exhaust leaks. I mean, I don't hear any exhaust leaks. So it is a glass back. Woman is not going to be happy, but you know, give it a little rev. Oh yeah, it's manageable now. I'm glad I was afraid we didn't want to tone it down too much, you know what I mean? But we didn't want to put something on it. So I think that's enough freedom letting loose on this bad boy. So what happened was we were actually getting old Silver Bullet here ready, and the woman decided that she wanted to go up to Michigan a day early, which I'm never going to complain about. So we actually ended up finishing everything else up here. So we got our new LEDs in. We just picked pretty much the cheapest thing we could get off Amazon for the right price. Came with the wiring harness and all that. Probably tape those up. Seen that we bolted the hood down. Got the hood secure. And then we did a little custom paint job. Got the old, that's why we call her the Silver Bullet. But there's a little logo on the back. But she's looking pretty crisp. Got the wheels painted. Interior came out real good. Still needs to freshen up a smudge. But she ain't too bad. Not a bad unit at all. I'll give you guys a little fire up here. Sounds good. A little rough with the O2 sensor sometimes, but for that, we got our light up here. Put that on for the bright lights. Alright guys, so that's about it. That's us getting the Mountaineer ready for Michigan. Now it's time to have some fun. So we'll see you later.